It's almost 5 o'clock here in Indiana, and I've just got up. There's this the sky turning purple. You can see this video right here. Let me flip it around as Milton appears, and I would assume that this happened in Florida with the Earth's magnetic field and stuff. You're going to see a lot of things. Let me look at this again. And if you're in Florida, there was also a post that there was a post that was before this one right here. I pray that you're safe. There is a powerful protons emission 5 hours ago that came. 6935.7. I don't even know what that means, but I would assume that it's affecting. I don't know if you saw this. The news just said making landfall at barely a Category 3, but possibly a Category 2. Let's talk about the power of prayer. That's right, the power of prayer. Prayer is real. It is. Prayer is real. Israel is real. Jay Ferris, good morning. Here is okay, they've got, oh wow, there's an update from Ella LaBain. Right here, you can see it. Milton's Eye, 40 minutes ago. It's made landfall in Siesta Key as a Category 3. Thankfully, your prayers worked to weaken this monster. Still lots of flooding, storm surge, and unfortunately, many homes have been damaged by a slew of tornadoes that Milton spawned around Florida. A plasma purple. It is a plasma purple. A plasma purple. Jesse, yeah. Prayer is real. It truly is real. Just because you may not live in Florida, Americans are all going to feel the effects of these disasters. Okay, they are. Expect your insurances to go up across the board from these storms next year. Nobody wants to hear this now, but there's another hurricane coming to Florida and up the eastern coast, which is now in the Caribbean. If they can manufacture storms, then surely they can dissipate them. God can dissipate the storm. If they can manufacture them, they can dissipate them. The question is, don't they? Why don't they? Look at that storm. The land is nigh. The Lord is nigh. That's right. It's I've never saw the righteous forsaken, nor their seed begging for bread. That's right. The power of prayer. It is very powerful. Look at that. The storm surge is going to come, and let me see what that's saying. Let me flip this around, y'all. What is going on right here? I'm trying to get this going. The eye wall, the Category 3 Hurricane Milton, as it comes ashore directly over the home, or our home. This is directly over their home in Siesta Key. Now the back half of the storm and the surge from the west. From the west, you all look at this. That is wild looking. Look at that. Let me flip this around. How are you all faring over here? You're so welcome. The Lord is, yeah. Many of us who watching the development from the United Kingdom, we know it's HARP. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with HARP. 6 hours ago, and Wyoming's on fire. I'm trying to see if there's any Mario Valencia Rojas right here. The storm has passed, but we are okay. Hopefully when we get back to the house, it still has a roof at least. At least they said, we hope their home had a roof on it still from this storm. Let me get this light out of the way. Looks like the eye opening an eyelid. Yes, Jay Ferris. I don't know what this thing is. Something called, I don't know what this is. I'm just going through this. Message Plus will be shutting down effective 11/7/24 for the best possible experience. Use Google Messages as your default messaging app. It's simple and easy. I don't even know what Message Plus is. You all, if you all have Message Plus, I don't know what that's got to do with anything, but there's Radio Burst 7 hours ago. You know, a lot of people were praying, sending prayers for the souls of animals, land, water, trees, plants, homes, and all who are being affected by this hurricane, Helene. Praying for those who've lost their loved ones. Yes, it's Verizon thing. Okay, thank you. It looks like spreading the kindness. Yeah, that's right, you all. There's another thing right here. It's a reel of the water, the flooding. It's still you know, it's gotten into the people's homes. I don't know if this is in North Carolina or what, but you would not want to wade out in that water. You would not. Good morning, Stacy. I don't really like to drink coffee that early in the morning. I don't want to. City's water. What is going across the water, they said. Oh, okay, there's something going across the water. Let me look. Hold on a second. Okay, it looks like some type of plasma going across the water. They were focusing on what was going across the water. It's that thing right there. That is some kind of plasma-like spirit, I would assume. This is a good question. I may be wrong, but there's no possible way. You can read it. There's no possible way to completely mess up a country this bad and this fast unless it was on purpose. Well, that's true. That is true. Someone just lost power and they were evacuated. They were in Naples. Are you in Naples? This was 6 hours ago. Did you get your did you get evacuated out of Naples? Yeah. Mr. Tahoe, you always show a different thing. This is really interesting because I'm looking at your all's. Let me show you what your. Can you all see a check next to your name on here? Or is it just Mr. Tahoe? You got a check next to your name. That I don't see it on anybody else's. It's actually the first time you got a grounds view of a hurricane eye heading inward. Wow, Kenny. Good morning. You got a shout out by Jason Q. I've heard of Jason Q. He loves you. We're proud of your work. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you're special. You just got here, y'all. Oh, in Naples. If you're in Naples, what is this right here? The sheriff. Let's see the sheriff right here. It's Lee County Sheriff. Marine deputies. Deputies they got a rescue boat and they're rescuing people. They're wading in the water, you all. They got their waders on, and it is nighttime. Oh my gosh, look at the plasma. That is protons and stuff that are spiking. I believe the atmosphere is electrified at this point. Let me try to, can you please focus on here? Let me see if we can catch that plasma. I don't know what that was that came across the water. It's probably plasma, all kinds of plasma. Let's see, it popped up. It's plasma. That whole area is like flooded with it. Lee County, is that in wait a second. No, it's just the light on the water. Okay, it's the light on the water. How are we? Lord have mercy. Asheville right now. Asheville, oopsie. I would say that that's Asheville, North Carolina. My goodness gracious. Look at the poles, the telephone poles. These electric poles are going to fall in the water. That water is going to be electrified. You can get shocked. Wow, the flooding. The flooding. That is Asheville right now. Is the sky purple? The sky was purple when it came flowing in. Is the water, it's the flood waters. Let me flip this around, you all. I'm just going down this Facebook feed. Is what I was doing, looking at it. You can hear some more Fort Myers and Florida Rescue. There's people on the ground. I don't think they've been verified by the trusted news sources, but that's all right. It is. My goodness, look, the plasmas everywhere. I wouldn't expect anything less. Look, you have Tretchen in the water. That takes courage and strength. And pray, precious Jesus, may you give everyone who's working so hard to save people, give them the courage and the strength, and everyone else who's in harm's way to give them the strength to hold on in the name of precious Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty wild, y'all. You're just tuning in. Some areas in Florida have gotten evacuated. This is somebody in the Tampa right here. He is on the TikTok. He's in the water with his short. Does he got waders on? No. Dude, honey, do you know that there could be debris in that water and they could cut your legs? But we appreciate you getting out there showing us what's going on. As a wow. I don't know what he's saying. I'm not going to play it. I'm not. It's just immense what's happening. Wow. Okay. See, there's debris floating around. There could be something sharp and it could cut his legs. I would not recommend going out there to do your YouTube videos like that, or Twitter, or whatever this came from, this thing in Florida. 40 tornadoes. They were like 50 some odd tornadoes or something that were like coming through. Here's a helicopter rescue. It looks like I don't know what they're doing. I'm not going to get caught up in that. I'm not. Some of the aftermaths of the tornadoes, if you're in Florida, hello. They're deadly. They were deadly. Good morning, everyone. Your body temperature gets cold when there is a lot of, wow. Crypto Queen. The plasma is from the Earth's magnetic field. It is weakening due to the solar blasts that are coming from the sun. There's been a lot of X flares that's coming out of the sun. And the sun, they were expecting the sun to probably hold off on becoming solar maximum. Oh, my nose is tickling all of a sudden. Solar maximum, but they feared that the solar maximum was coming a lot sooner than they expected, which it could come a lot sooner, as in 2025, is what they said. And that means a lot of blasts from the sun. If you're in Florida, you have the tornadoes. Good morning, Missouri. Yeah. Let me show you. This is Wellington. This is the aftermath of the tornado. See that doing a lot of damage also. Port Salerno, Salerno. What? Oh, the car is turned up on. It looked like a truck or something turned up on its side from the tornado. I hope that if you're watching this and you're from these areas, I'm just thankful that you're safe and that you're still here with us. Pippi Lou, good morning. You want to help with the recovery, but I don't even know if I can travel there. Well, your prayers are wonderful and your positive thoughts, and just having that pure intention in your heart for everybody to be safe and for everybody to see. There's a number 17, the number 17 right there. Okay, this is good. Just the mere intention from your heart's frequency, it makes the world a difference. Even though you're not physically there, even just coming on here, um, with concern, genuine concern for those whose lives have gotten turned upside down. It makes a difference in the spiritual realm. It does. Whether you think it is, you say, well, I'm not doing nothing. You're doing a whole lot more than some people. Look at that aftermath, Port Solano. Oh my gosh. Wow. The garage is no. Their lives are practically destroyed. The roofs of the house, like the one person in the beginning. Yeah. Um, It's quiet here in Clearwater. Is that it? That's in Florida, Clearwater in Florida. Just some images from off my Facebook feed on here. Yeah, pray for your children and what they're watching. They don't always understand. That's a good thing to say on here. It is. Uh, you can survive a storm. You truly can. And it starts on the inside of your being. You got to be grounded and with love and encouragement from others. See, even your prayers provide important love and encouragement to others, even though you may not physically see them. They can feel it. They truly can feel it. Have you ever been in that situation at times where you're really sad and all of a sudden, and then you're praying and stuff, and all of a sudden you start feeling a whole lot better really fast? Is because somebody's praying for you and their prayer is being answered. Yeah, it's how you have to look at it. If you're praying or a spiritual person or something, it always is nice to have hope, to feel the hope inside of you, because the hope, someone else is holding the light for you. They're praying for you. They're standing in the gap. Even though they're not there, they're creating a bridge of love is what they're doing. Um, okay, this person just woke up in Florida. We have no power or Wi-Fi, but the storm is over. We are fine, and they cannot see the damage because it's too dark where they're at. Something's in Florida in the clouds. No, that's Joel. Oh my goodness. ABC News. ABC News 30 minutes ago. We're gonna look at this right here. We're just looking at this. Hurricane Milton. The damage in full view after the crane collapsed in Pinellas Trail in St. Petersburg, Florida, right here. It collapsed. I guess collapsed from the wind. If you're on here, I'm glad you're safe. If you're in Florida, and yeah, it's understandable. "16 hours ago." Yeah, there's a lot of prayer that went up. It does. It truly does make a difference. Your intent in your heart, the pure love that comes out, it is a frequency that can literally pierce through the darkness. It can. The love inside your heart can pierce through the darkness and stop evil. Friends, let's try this to help our friends. We are collective efforts. We can shift the energies which shift the outcome. I visualize Florida and all communities and its people in the path of being surrounded by Saint Germain's violet light for protection, to keep safe and surround the people in the white for peace. If we do this, we can move mountains and shift the outcome when three or more are gathered here on purpose, for this purpose. It's about our intention. It truly is. I totally agree. It's about the intention in your heart. I've seen it work many times in my life when I shouldn't be alive today. We should also pray and surround those displaced in their lives with the violet white light, and may God keep them safe and help them to prosper again. You can see right here for those who were in that situation in Florida. I'm sure Florida is going to look totally different. Your landscape is going to look different before it's all said and done. And then another storm is coming in the background. Yeah, it is. 2 hours ago, weather obsessed. Let me just flip it around. They got a G4 widespread aurora predicted as a G4 and G5 geomagnetic event takes place. This is only the second time since 2005 that we have seen this, including the event back on May the 11th. Y'all just tuning in. This is geomagnetic storms. Get your cameras ready. The auroras in Australia is expected to cross the sea. It's even happening in Australia. The Earth's magnetic field is weakening in the southern half of the nation, including, if you're in Australia, this is in southern Queensland. Significant, severe to potentially extreme aurora and geomagnetic event is possible if you're over there. I mean, we're all connected. We truly are. You're on this earth, you're connected to others. Even though they may not be in the United States, even though they may not be in your own country, you're connected. A full halo. A significant geomagnetic storm event has been forecasted by NOAA NWS space weather prediction as a result of fast, dense, and energetic full halo coronal mass ejection, the X 1.84 flare. Yeah. In relation to the CME, the Space Weather Prediction Center has issued G4 geomagnetic storm. They have been the last time was in May. Okay, we've already seen that. You've seen it. It's significant. That's in Melbourne, Australia. Solar wind. I'm not going to read it. There's a long post, but you can even see over here the purple, and that's why the sky is doing. It's causing. It's disrupting the normal weather patterns too. So, Milton, it looks like your power, some of your power, maybe went down, but we know there's a storm surge after you. We know it. You do know it. You can talk to the hurricanes. You can. You can talk to them. There's not much. There's not much on here at all. Oh, I don't want to read that, what I just read. I do not. 14 minutes ago. If you're just tuning in, good morning. Where something's happening in Virginia. Yeah, Tidewater, it's coming. 14 minutes ago, right here. Milton moving out. Here are the highlights from the Thursday. Now moving off Florida's east coast as a Category 1 with 85-mile-per-hour winds. Hurricane watch for Martin County canceled. Hurricane warnings remain in effect for St. Lucie, Indian River, Okeechobee counties, as does tropical storm warning in Palm Beach and Martin County. So that's great. It is great. I don't know if I want to watch the live things. If I go over there, I may not be able to get back and get to my feed. It's a Category 1 now. Off of Florida.
There's still some very heavy rain across the Tampa area. The center of this, tough to make out, but it's moving through Sebring and eventually to crossing the Kissimmee River, and eventually it'll make its way off the coastline. I think the timing at this point would be around sunrise. About an 8 to 10 hour trek across the state. It made landfall at 8:30, as you said, Siesta Key, as a Category 3 hurricane, but it's really falling apart. It just has no organization to it at all, like it once did. But it still has some pretty significant winds, but the tornado and the flood threat very low for our area now. The strongest winds will continue to pick up. We'll see the winds continue to pick up through the overnight, in through the day. Once the daylight hits, we're going to see some pretty good winds. Here are our current wind gusts. They come down a little bit in Vero Beach. They were 70 miles an hour. They're up to 64. But these are some pretty good winds, especially along the coastline. You can see 40s, 50s, and 60s, 32 in Belgrade. The winds right now are coming in from the south. They'll switch southwest and then eventually west once the sun rises. And now here are the current wind gusts across the state. It was 92, as I mentioned, probably about 3 hours ago in Tampa, down to 48 now, 58 in Punta Gorda. Some of the highest wind gusts are on the eastern side of the state, 60 in West Palm, 64 in Vero, and 54 right now in Orlando. So reasonable, pretty gusty, but at least not high enough to do any kind of significant damage, at least not currently. So that storm, this is a 2 a.m. advisory, winds at 90 miles an hour. It's still picking up a little bit of forward speed, which is good too. So it makes landfall earlier, and it gets out of here a little bit earlier around sunrise. It should be off the coastline easily by 8 a.m. Still a hurricane, so they expect to still hurricane strength as it moves off the coast, and then it continues off into the Atlantic, and we finally say goodbye to it. There's the Vipercast model. So there's not a lot of rain being offered up by any of the models. There's that center of circulation. There's 5 in the morning. This model has it offshore at this point. A lot of clouds, very gusty winds, some quick moving rains, Treasure Coast mainly. And then later in the day, there's 2 p.m. Look at how this band of rain works all the way down the coastline. So we may get into some kind of squally weather in the afternoon, Thursday afternoon. But those really strong winds stay just to the north, and they don't have a big impact along our area. I think the hurricane force winds will stay just to the north. But there is a hurricane warning for Indian River, St. Lucie, and Okeechobee counties, and we have the tropical storm warning that is for Martin County, and that is for Palm Beach County, where tropical storm conditions are possible, and 100% chance of, pretty much across the area, of tropical storm force winds. That is some of the gustier winds that we'll see overnight, and we'll still see these winds stay up overnight, and into Thursday. Once the sunrise comes up, there'll still be very gusty winds Thursday through the afternoon. So don't be surprised if you're out and you're driving down 95 in the turnpike, you really have to hold on to the steering wheel, because it's going to still be a little bumpy.
Absolutely. We were talking about this a little.
Let me get that off of there. So that's good. The hurricane, it looks like it's moving off Florida, so it wasn't, perhaps it didn't do what the darkness wanted it to do. How about that? That's right. So good morning, you all. Weather love news. Yeah. I don't know if this is, I think this is a CGI. I don't know about this. People sharing this right here. But I know that's true right there. But the first storm they showed, this is storm Milton. Well, that could be Milton. Oh, they sped that up. The water is not going that fast. I think they sped up this, but it could be, I don't know. I think we've seen something like this yesterday, if you're just tuning in. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They are not reporting the death toll. Yeah. Hold on, you're hot. Gotta get this shirt off. I'm having a hot flash. It's early in the morning. Okay, we got it. We got it going on. Now we got it. Yeah. 4 hours ago, I can't see the translation. Okay, we're looking at the translation right here. This is a person who is public. If you read that writing right there. Let's see what is translated. The whole world is warped. The whole world is wrapped in a container of protons and electrons, and many more protons started yesterday and going on for over 24 hours. The full sky means fluctuation in the weather around the world. Okay, it does. It truly does. Wind, rain, storm, unpredictable. There may be a widespread power outage. All electronic devices have a chance to stop working. Purple warning, well over red on October the 10th and the 11th. There is something coming. Let me see this, you all. The three-day geomagnetic forecast on here, 4, 8, and the 11th, 50%. Let's see this right here, Noah. This is over the, wow. That is massive. That is so massive. It's like a weakening of the magnetic field too. Right here. Your family lost your Yeah. Gracious Heavenly Father, may you be with everybody who has lost their loved ones and their friends, their homes, their pets. May you be with everyone whose lives have gotten destroyed, and but they're still here. Just I know it hurts, and just be with everyone who is connected to all of these people, because it is felt, whether it's happened to them or not. We all feel it. I pray just may you continue to keep your hand over us, heal our hearts, and give us the strength to endure whatever comes our way. And thank you for being there. Thank you for having the power over the storms, because it does make a difference. And we know that prayer is powerful. We know that you're more powerful than anything on this earth. And we know that love is the most powerful force. When the love comes from our heart, through our intentions. Thank you for doing what you do. In the name of precious Jesus, amen. Yes, it's, it's, uh, it's a proton storm coming now, you all. We get a proton storm, 3.1 million miles per hour. This thing right here looked like a ship to me. It did. And what I saw in the sky on the Soho products, it was not, it didn't look like a normal particle event. It looked like there was a battle going up there around the sun. It did. And there very well could be a battle going on around the sun. Oh, wow, this is what I was looking for, the KP index. The KP index right here. When these indexes right here, when these peak and they get around 3 massive ones in a row, that is like radio blackout. I mean, it could be a grid down scenario when these things really peak all the way up there in the top, and they go all the way. There's like 3 in a row or something, back to back, really powerful ones. It can knock out parts of the grid. Hello, you all. You have to stay prayed up and stay be positive. Don't let the sadness consume you. Don't let it do it. Don't. I'm trying to see what these pictures are, what this person has. Oh yeah, this is true. So we got the see, this is great. See, the country comes together right there. See, that's how the hurricane went. Let me see this right here. These were the trucks. I saw 9 of them going down the road last night, 65 southbound toward the bottom half of the country, and they're going there. There was like 9 of them in a row, and they had great big wires on, great big spools of wire on the back of their pickup trucks and stuff like that. So they are ready. They are going. Yeah. Thank you. If you're just new here, welcome. I'm trying to just keep the lines of communication open, because it's really important during times like this to have somewhere that you can connect in live. Because if you're just on a Facebook post or you're just typing, yeah. I'm just trying to see if we can see anything. Your laptop went crazy. Well, it probably did go crazy. I'm not seeing any more on here, you all. I'm not. So it does look like a lot of the storm has passed. It does. That was Milton in 2024 and Matthew in 2016. You probably did see 2 moons tonight. The moon that what was I doing? I saw the moon. The moon is so low yesterday, not last night, but the night before. The days are running in. The moon was so low in the sky, in the southern sky, like setting really low. It looked really strange. And there's no way I would have been able to see it from my house with all the trees and stuff like that. But when I was on a flat surface, you can see the moon was setting very low. Look, Marlena, the tornado The tornado producing supercells moving in South Florida. This was yesterday in South Florida. Before the Hurricane Milton made the landfall. It was wow. It takes the rooftop, the metal, and just turns it into like it's like a blanket or something. This hurricane force weather. Look, oh my goodness gracious, this is some of the damage caught by a lot of people. Wow, look how dark and sinister that is. It don't look normal. So the pole shift, there has been talk about the pole shift for quite a long time. We've covered it on our channel quite often. Yeah, hold on, I gotta put my sweater back on. I took it off, and I gotta put it back on because now I'm getting cold. Having a hot flash. That's okay, you all. We can it's okay to have fluctuations in your body temperature. It is. It's fine. Let me put my sweater back on. It's like chilly. It's really chilly in here now. It's okay. Okay, we got it. Some of them were EF4. We had an EF3 that hit Henryville, Indiana, and literally like leveled the part of the town. So it was like some of them were EF4s. What's your opinion to the grand solar maximum? I believe it's real, JW. I really do. And if you're talking about what they thought would hold off, it doesn't look like it's holding off. There's something to it, and they're not going to come out and tell everybody what's going on. Truly, they're not, because it will cause mass chaos, and that's the last thing they want to do is lose control of a situation right now. Nine minutes ago, the storm surge floods homes, roads in Florida. Videos from the Weather Channel. You can see. I'm not gonna play it because it probably has music to it, and you can get myself in trouble for playing it. I'm not going to do it. It's held it strong. You've made it through the worst of the storm. So far, there's another hurricane coming. They're cleaning out the tunnels. Well, if they might need cleaned out, they might need to be washed all away. Truly. The AP News, Mario, it made landfall. More than 2 million are without power as Hurricane Milton slams Florida, causing deaths. 2 million people without power. It has caused deaths, but there, like someone said, there's no death toll. I don't think they truly know the death toll number. I'm not going to go to this AP News. I didn't know. Let me look here. You can get in trouble and stuff like that, and yeah, from the video comes from copying with instant to you. Yeah, you can. You truly can get in trouble from it. Yeah. Let me get people on here. If you're just tuning in, welcome. And it looked like the hurricane did not have as much damage as they thought, but we're still not out of it. You're not. Let's look at this meteorological, Eric, right here. Can you see the ripples in the clouds radiating from the center of Milton? Those are gravity waves The air is moving so violently that it briefly breaches the top of the atmosphere. Like a bobber on the water, it ripples up and down in an attempt to get back to the equilibrium. Milton is a monster. Let me look at that. It is wild looking. It truly is wild looking if you're looking at this right here. Do we got some people in here who are trolling this early in the morning? Well, you trolled yourself out the door. That's how I feel about it. You trolled yourself out the door. The hurricane didn't do that much. I don't think that the tornadoes were horrific. Well, a lot of people feel that they were kind of horrific because their homes got destroyed. Yeah. And there are those who have not been as affected as others. Yeah. It had winds of 120 miles per hour most of the day making landfall. Yeah, but just barely. If you're just tuning in, good morning. Here's some Crystal K. Here's some if you affected by storms, you can do a toilet hack. You want to see a toilet hack? Okay, if you're affected by the storms, you can do a toilet hack. If you're in the no flush area, put a stretchy or very large garbage bag in and around your toilet bowl with duct tape in place. Put another temporary bag in. And if you have cat litter, pour a little bit in there to absorb the moisture. Once it gets full or gross, pull the temporary bag out and tie it up and put it in the garbage bin outside and place the temporary bag and litter, etc. That's your toilet hack, because there's a lot of people, if you don't have running water and you think I can't use the bathroom, I can't flush the toilet, you gotta think outside the box. Do what you can. And it does make sense. It does. Bridget, honey, kind of be kind of, don't be wild on here, Bridget, honey. You don't want to get yourself blocked. Yeah. You woke up again like every morning. You was woke up everything. Yeah, it is good to know. It is. Hurricane Helene. Let's look at this. They are large cooking mission in Black Mountain, North Carolina. Rednecks with cookers. That's right. You can do it. Served over 1,500 meals and sandwiches in the Black Mountain area, which is great because they had a lot of donations and stuff coming in and people helping. That's right, you all. We can do it together. We can do it. Divided, we're going to fall. That's what they want. Divided, you're going to fall. And you do not want to fall by letting them divide. You want to be able to come together, because that's the only way you're going to survive, is if you come together and work together. You got to work together. You can't be at each other's throat and divided. You can't. Yeah, let me see what you said. I wanted to view it. Well, I can't view it. Okay, it's all right. It is. That's good, you all. They got people sharing. That's good. When I didn't think I would be able to make it because of the heavy load, that's when Jesus carried me. Amen. It does. It is true. You listen, Brigida, honey. That's great, honey. Yeah. You know, there's radio bursts and stuff like that that's happening. Solar flares. Yeah. I am going to go. I am. I'll probably be back on later. I'll be back on later. I will. There's a lot of activity around the sun. I probably would like to show that too. Yeah, I don't think it's just, I don't think it's just a normal comet. No, there's something to it. That's the thing. If this was a normal comet right here, it would not have this on it. It doesn't look like a particle event either. It doesn't. Deborah Lyra, you prayed up and you went on a prayer chain. I think that's wonderful. The feed I watched didn't show the destruction. They focused solely on the storm and what it was doing. It showed no true footage as not to such content. Let's see. Yeah, stone soup. I remember that story. The story about stone soup. Yeah, that book back into my mind. Yeah. So I am gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. You all, thank you, Pippi Lou. Y'all, gracious Heavenly Father, may you continue to keep your hand over everyone who has been affected by the storms, and even those who have watched, and the children and the pets. I pray everybody, if they've lost their pets, I pray that they find their pets and stuff, or their pets survive somehow, some way, and just keep your hand over, strengthen us, and thank you for all that you do. Thank you for answering prayers. Thank you for allowing us to come together on this live stream, and thank you for the love, that the overpouring of love and grace that you give to each and every one of us. In the name of precious Jesus, amen. Thank you all. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Um, Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning.